going to say...
The technology is like, well, no, I don't want to.
Yeah, it's a Sunday morning. There's a Chiefs game tonight. I'm sleeping in. It's an AFC Championship game. Go away. That's what it's telling me.
Oh, you're going to get to see the Picard trailer.
Well, okay, so I hit stream, by the way, so we're streaming and should be pushing out. We're recording and all that. Anyway, so...
Hold on. Let's wait till this... All right. We are live.
All of my podcast stuff now, it happens on a Sunday. All of it.
Okay.
So this show, anytime I get for work of getting anything put together, winds up happening here with you guys like 10 minutes before the show starts.
Yes.
And then my other podcast happens, tonight at like 7 Central, right? And so the football game, of course, is tonight. AFC Championship game starts at 5:30 my time. I got to do the podcast at 7, and I'm sitting here going, really? Really? Do what?
Are you talking about soccer or American football?
American football.
I was just checking. We have some international listeners.
We do.
And we have people that...
We have quite a bit of international.
Yeah. I'm talking about the football where the ball is not round. It's called foot and ball, even though a foot is typically not involved unless it's just an extra point or a kickoff, and there's no actual ball. It's shaped more like a oddly shaped pineapple. I don't know. It's a weird shape.
Almond.
Yeah, it's shaped like an almond. Very good.
Almond. That's a good call.
Very good. Look at you.
That's it. Almond ball.
You know more about sports ball than I do. Almond ball. I'm sure somewhere in California there's an almond bowl, right? As in there's where they grow all the almonds and they have local high school teams fighting for who's the best. I'm sure there's an almond bowl somewhere.
I like a good bowl of almonds.
I do.
Yeah, good almond.
Did anybody else back in the day growing up have parents or grandparents that always would have a bowl of like mixed nuts and a nutcracker there? Like that's not a thing anymore, but it used to be when I was a kid. It's
a thing. And that's like one of the courses in a proper Italian meal. Mixed nuts.
Anymore with me, it's just beer nuts.
Peanuts. Yeah, at my dad's house, there's always peanuts. So
yeah.
And I got a lot of problems. It's not the same. It's not the same because cracking nuts with a nutcracker. It is a skill. It is a skill that you have. You can't just put it in there and squeeze. Because then you get nut dust everywhere. You get broken nuts. If you have someone who is skilled with a nutcracker, they can manually crack a walnut and remove everything not edible, and you will have a full, unbroken, call it the meat, actually. You would have the full meat you'd have the full nut meat.
You'd have all the nut meat and none of the nut dust if you crack a nut properly.
3 dudes online talking about nuts. How are you guys doing?
I mean, it's not, hey, no kink shaming.
And if you practice, I can crack a walnut without a nutcracker. All I need is another walnut. You take 2 of them.
Yeah.
Then you're fine.
Yep.
Crack them again.
Okay. I'm glad that you needed another walnut and not somewhere else that you were going to say you could crack walnuts with.
I know some women that are real nutcrackers. But anyway, Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's Trekcast, the galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast. I'm Chad. That's Dan. That's Daniel. We had some technical issues, so we got started a little late. That caused us to get completely off topic and start talking about nuts. If you missed that part of it, back up and listen again. It's hysterical.
It's great how organic it is. You do podcasts on Sundays. Sunday means football. Football means soccer or football. What shape is a football? It's the shape of an almond. Almond is a nut. Does anybody else eat nuts? Yeah, my family eats nuts. How do you crack? I mean, it's organic.
Totally organic, just like Mother Nature intended it to be.
That's right.
With that said, here we go.
Trekcast.
The galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
all the years.
You cut out there. What's that?
You cut out, buddy. Those.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that's probably when you.
The best tie in and get the intro going. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Oh man. If you think we're long-winded on this show, you should try listening to my other show where we had a 3-hour show last week. I was so freaking tired. 3 hours. 3 hours. Anyway.
I've never listened to the show because because I'm afraid it's a trick, and I'm going to tune in and it's just all about Stargate. So I was like, nope, you're not going to get me. You're not going to get me, Chad.
I should do that as a complete troll just for Dan. I will spend 3 hours just to troll Dan. And at some point, he's like, oh, my gosh, they're talking about cool stuff. And then all of a sudden, we just pivot. Okay, now for the real show. It's Stargate.
No.
Okay, Daniel, I haven't listened to your other show. I'm a terrible friend. I'm a terrible friend. I know, I'm the worst.
My other show is exquisite and does not feature Stargate and will never.
I've listened to it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Man, we're going to have trouble today. I can just hear it right now because Dan's cutting in and out sometimes when he tries to talk. I don't know why. It's not...
It's the earphone things.
The delay from the Bluetooth, yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as you can. Yeah.
Give me a few minutes and I'll switch to the regular headset.
Okay, sounds good.
Sounds great.
Why don't we do the news? That'll give us a few minutes to do that. All right, let's do the news.
Okay, that sounds good. We will do that. I have to up the audio again so no one listen to me make the sausage in the background. Here's the news.
Star Trek news.
One of these days I'll get slick and have a video there for that like Dan used to do, or Daniel anyway used to do.
Yeah. So our first news story comes to us from The Wrap, and the headline reads, How Star Trek streaming success influenced Doctor Who showrunner Russell T. Davies to return. So apparently the current run of Star Trek is influencing other shows because it's been so successful, which, as much as we crap on it, really has been pretty successful. They've launched a bunch of shows and they've really,
if you look at it from the metric, if you look at it from the metric of how many people are talking about it, how much does it get discussed through all the different forums, the interwebs, the YouTubes, the Instagrams, the everything, right? All the social media and everything else. And how much revenue they've apparently made off of ads and everything else and streaming and all of that to be able to produce yet a different show after Discovery. We can poo-hoo Discovery. We can poo-hoo some of their choices with Picard and everything else. It's kicking. It's kicking.
Well, you got to remember too that when they first launched Discovery and the first couple seasons of Picard, they weren't internationally on Paramount Plus, so they were selling the streaming rights to Amazon and Netflix internationally. Right. So they were making money off these shows, which generally doesn't happen with streaming shows. So financially, yes, it has been quite a success because of those options they've had.
Right. Now, the trick will be, and the trick has been anyway with Discovery, they moved away from that after a few seasons and put it onto Paramount. And maybe that's when were they really able to see their own internal metrics when it was going through Amazon overseas? Were they really able to see that? Did they get numbers from Amazon, do you think? I would think so. I would think so.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I mean, they got the numbers that Amazon wanted to give them.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true, too.
That's true. That's exactly right. And so, it's all underneath one house now. It's just not all underneath one house internationally everywhere just yet. Was Paramount Plus finally rolled out in Germany and in Europe, most of Europe?
I think most of Europe, yeah.
I think that wasn't until last year. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so the news story, right? We just read the headline. We haven't even gotten to the news story.
Yeah, sorry.
So Russell T. Davies, who was a longtime showrunner. A lot of people say he was the showrunner when Doctor Who was good. So yeah, shots fired. Anyways,
wouldn't know. Never heard of it.
Yes, it's accurate. Anyways,
which season of Stargate is Doctor Who in?
Oh, Lord.
Basically what he said is that what they want to do is they eventually want to do just like Star Trek, where they have episodes like all the time, essentially like what they're going for right now with the year of Star Trek, where it's constantly on. That's the ultimate goal. Essentially a goal like that for Doctor Who. Also, they like that Star Trek is doing more diversity casting in an attempt to reach more people. So they want to bring that to Doctor Who as well, which honestly you can argue they've been doing that for a while now with Doctor Who, so I don't
That
really
much I
see
know.
how it would change.
Yeah, that much I do know about Doctor Who. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I don't see how it's going to change much. So I don't. Maybe he's just saying it out loud now. Whatever.
Saying the
But
quiet
yeah,
part out loud.
Yeah. So that could be what they're referring to. So it's kind of neat though that Star Trek's influencing things even now. That's cool to see.
Well, that's something I think we've always been able to say at any given time in the last 55, 56 years for Star Trek. It's always been an influence on everything. Even if it wasn't a new show that was on or a movie that was coming out, or even during those dead times when there was nothing, we didn't know what was going to happen next and all that, right? And we've had very few dead times really in the past 30 years, really, since TNG came out. Very few.
Yeah.
Basically, between the end of JJ Trek and Discovery was about the longest period ever. I guess it was a different. I guess there was a decent amount of time between the first JJ
Enterprise
Trek
and
Enterprise, but it wasn't as long as after. So a couple of bouts. Even during that time, though, Trek has been a huge influence, not just on pop culture, but also on Hollywood itself and the culture at large here in the U.S. I'm sure it's the same way overseas. In some cases, it's even more so overseas. But it's a trailing thing overseas sometimes, but as everything else coming from American culture is.
Yeah.
I mean, here they're still singing. I hear the rains down in Africa. Like that's not a new song.
Why would you not sing that song? It's an awesome song.
It's an awesome song. I love Weezer's rendition of it. It's great. I love Weezer. I'll listen to anything they put out.
The Weezer with Weird Al version is great. Yeah. Our next news story comes to us from comicbook.com, and there is a certain director of a certain crossover episode that's coming up this year, Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks, which was directed by Riker himself, Jonathan Frakes, and he is banging the drum that it is, quote, so good. So he is just so excited about this. He was telling this to SFX magazine just this last issue, talking about how it was a big production. He says it's not really Roger Rabbit because they do become humans, so that's going to be the going line pretty much from now on. They said it last year. It's not Roger Rabbit. They will be people, so that is how they're trying to explain this.
I don't know how it can be something they're trying to hype when they haven't told Dennis Riker anything. I keep pumping him for information, and he won't tell me anything about what his brother's doing.
He said it's classified.
Yeah, it's classified.
Yep.
Yeah. So they didn't say which episode of Strange New Worlds it is yet, but that it is pretty exciting, pretty fun. I know Anson Mount has come out and said that it is a really funny episode. So that's good. They're not going to go too serious with it. And they're going to let Lower Decks kind of be Lower Decks.
I'm excited for that one. That's probably one I'll probably wind up watching multiple. If they pull it off and it's, I'll probably watch it multiple times. Because what's his name? Quaid. Well, him and Tawny Newsome.
Jack Quaid.
Jack Quaid, yeah. I couldn't think of the first name. But Quaid. That's what I was thinking of on Mars. Whatever that...
Get your ass to Mars.
It's a bomb. Anyway. As we mix and match every movie of every episode of every show we've ever watched all at once. But no, those two are hilarious. And of course, if you've never watched The Boys, Jack Quaid as a live actor on The Boys is great. The Boys is a fantastic show. It's gory. It's over the top, in your face. Children. It's not for kids. It's gross. And there's some scenes where I'm just like, I can't barely watch it. But and then once it gets past the gross stuff, it's okay again. But it's a great show.
Absolutely.
I don't mean gross in the way that The Walking Dead was gross with hacking zombies and stuff like that. I mean just the situational grossness.
You know what's funny? You just referred to The Walking Dead in the past tense,
Yeah.
even though there's multiple spin-offs that are still on the air and sequel series. It's like they are beating that horse to death.
I think
Mm-hmm.
I think all the glue was beaten out of it about 6 years ago, and they're still going after it.
Oh yeah, they will.
No offense to PETA.
That's what they're gonna do. And our last news story comes to us from trekmovie.com. And recently, Eddie Murphy was on the Jimmy Kimmel show, and he was talking a little bit, spilled some, it's the kid stays, spilled some tea, and was talking about how he was supposed to be in Star Trek 4, the one with the whales. And the doctor character, the one that Kirk met, originally that was supposed to be Eddie Murphy, is what Eddie Murphy said. It was a different character name. It was going to be Eddie Murphy.
Oh man,
Eddie Murphy said that the character was written a little bit differently, and it was supposed to be him. That he's a major Trekkie, so he's very excited about potentially being in a Star Trek film. But as he said, quote, they were going to meet. I was going to meet them in San Francisco, and I was like, no, man, I want to beam up in the ship. So they didn't do it. So I didn't do it. So because he didn't get to be on the ship and all that, he didn't want to do it. He says, yeah, they also had me talking jive to Spock, and he did not. He did not want to do that. So I think Eddie Murphy saved us. As much as I like Eddie Murphy, yeah, this does not seem like good ideas.
He had a multi-picture deal with Paramount, so
right?
They were like, hey, two great tastes, they'll taste great together.
Yep.
And even though it didn't work out, you can still kind of see some of the influence if you watch it, because
you
referred to it as Star Trek 4, the one with the whales, but you know the other name is Star Trek 4, the funny one.
Right.
Yeah.
What people refer to it as. So, you know, you could see that the script was originally written as a comedy, and even though Eddie Murphy was removed from it, the initial framework was still there, and they kept it that way, which is kind of odd when you think, you know, it's part of a trilogy. 2, 3, and 4 are a trilogy, and it's one storyline flowing into the other. And 2 and 3 are clearly not comedies. So this is the equivalent of, you know, you go see A New Hope, you go see Empire Strikes Back, you go see Return of the Jedi, and suddenly it's a slapstick comedy with lightsabers and stormtroopers and stuff. So it's really kind of odd the way it worked out. It's the third part of a trilogy, but it's a comedy because Eddie Murphy was supposed to be there. There's your Star Trek.
Could you imagine?
That is a very good point.
There's multiple iconic scenes from that movie that get referenced and used in memes sometimes still to this day. One of course, is Spock on the bus with the punk rocker and the boom box, and he pinches him and knocks him out, and everybody claps. If that was Eddie Murphy.
Double dumbass. Back on you.
Double dumbass was great, but see, that's where they could have used Eddie Murphy or someone like that who just, you know, who's yelling out the window, and then you could see Captain Kirk telling a major actor, "Double dumbass on you," some stupid line.
Oh yeah.
I'm just now catching up on our on-air chat, and I didn't realize or forgot that I hadn't had it pulled up. And boy, it's busy this morning. There's a lot there.
They are talking, man. we've got quite the full show. It's pretty nice.
We do.
So yeah. Dan, where are we at with your charging?
Yeah, so the my secondary device is powered up. I'm trying to access that email that sent.
Okay.
Do you need it now? Or...
Well, I thought you were going to switch audio, so then that way we can stretch. We can stretch a little bit.
Yep.
Why don't we do that? Yes. So, yeah. So, what do you want to do to stretch, Chad? You have any ideas?
We can just go right to feedback if we want to do, or at least read emails and that kind of stuff while we're doing it, right?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that in a minute.
All right,
Yeah.
so here we go.
Let's enter feedback.
Okay. I said that, and then I don't have the email pulled up, but I'm almost there.
I've got an email up right now.
Okay, go for it.
So I've got an email. The subject is Star Trek Prodigy. This is from Lila Phillips, and she wrote us 2 emails. She says, "Hi, enjoyed the podcast. Just heard the nominees for Best Trek. Just me here, but I really don't think it's fair that you totally left Prodigy out. It's absolutely terrific. As a fan from the 60s who's watched most of the shows, I challenge you to watch Prodigy and then get back to me upon completion. It's not just a kid's show. It's quite referential to Trek, especially as it goes along. Terrific, complex season arc and character growth, too. Thanks." Then, about 10 minutes later, she writes, "Sorry, you did get to them. Just listened a little bit longer. But still thinks you should watch it."
We are so good that we can answer your feedback before we even get your feedback. It's amazing.
That's right. It's great. I loved how that worked out. That'll teach you, kids. Sometimes listen to everything before you go on the internet,
including the end of the show, because once every 6 months we put a stinger at the end of it.
Yeah.
You just never know.
You never know what I'm gonna do. It's great. But yeah, so I had that email, and I thought that was pretty fun, and I thought you would enjoy that.
That's pretty good, yeah. Let's see. I've got one. That's spam. That's Joaquim, an app developer who wants to make me a supplement app. I have no idea what kind of an email that is. What?
Yeah, that's spam.
I know, but it's like the funniest spam ever. Okay, it's like, what in the hell is that? So let's go through Chartable. I don't have any angry emails dedicated towards me and how I'm wrong, so that's cool. We can go through Chartable real quick and get everybody caught up because we're now almost into, Daniel, if you want to take care of that. It's almost February. It's the 29th of January. So how have we ranked lately, and what is that ranking going to look like as we go into February? So we are in the top 250 of all Apple Podcasts in the TV review category in the following 3 countries. Anybody want to take a guess or a stab at it? It is...
I know we're always popular in Germany.
Austria.
Germany is 224.
Okay.
Great Britain is 235. But we're ranked number 189 in one more country. And that
Brazil
was from the middle of January.
Oh, wow. Bolivia.
Ireland.
Okay.
So in the last week, it changed quite a bit. Germany now up to 165.
Oh, wow.
Australia, 146.
Okay.
And at number 97, and this is after it dropped 30 points in a week to 97, which means it was at 67 the week prior.
Uh-huh.
Take a guess which country. It's not the United States. There's your hint.
Oh, Chad. The nation of Chad.
I can't wait until that shows up someday. That would be hilarious. No, it's Canada.
Am I right? Oh, all righty.
That's a pretty good market.
That's pretty good.
Did you know that like 90% of all Canadians live south of the border between Montana and Canada? That latitude?
And about like something like 75% of their population live within 100 miles of their border to the U.S. So they're planning to invade.
Yeah. Blame Canada. Yeah, within 100 kilometers. Yeah, 100 kilometers. Get the kilometers right. It's not miles. It's kilometers.
Whatever.
I think that's it
So
on
there we
the on that end of it. Let's go pull up the coffee account because I think we've forgotten to do that in the last, I don't know,
Oh yeah, do that.
month.
Yeah, I
It's
was
been a
looking
while.
at so I'm looking at our Canadian listens because on Spreaker it can show me a breakdown of where we get our listens.
Yeah.
Since we've got Daryl in here, and he is our resident Canadian, which province, Daryl, do you think listens to, or which one ranks the most listens for Trekcast, or listens to us the most?
Probably the one he's in.
Would it be, would it be Alberta? Would it be British Columbia?
He's guessing
he
Ontario.
says. You're wrong. It's Alberta. Mwahaha.
What's the major city in Alberta? I don't know.
Calgary, probably.
Calgary. Yeah, Calgary.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
cool. That's it on that
Dan,
end of
were you
it.
able to make the switch?
This device is
No.
garbage.
Okay.
I'm gonna switch headphones momentarily, but I see the image that you sent me. I can't get it to enlarge. I can't get it to save to the camera roll. I can't do anything with it. I can't read it.
Oh
So,
no.
So I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch headphones, and if you guys want to read mine, that's fine. If I get it to work, I can jump in.
Okay.
Okay.
Or you can comment with us, one or the other. So why don't we
Play the
looks
topic.
like Dan needs a minute. Yeah, play the topic stinger.
It's the main topic.
It's a really short stinger.
Indeed. So this is our big award show. This is we've been planning this all of, a little bit, maybe a month or so.
We have been planning this
And,
for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's Dan.
Oh,
And
I got it.
Dan is
nice.
We're all
He's got-
set.
we're
Dan is
good.
now working the
All right.
drive-through at Sir, this is not a Wendy's.
Yes. So the way we're going to do this, there's 12 categories. Each one of us has 4 categories. In theory, they will be surprises to the other 2. Well, except for me, I have them all. But, well, I mean, I did the survey, right? So, that's how the sausage was made. I have them all here. So I'll start with the first one, and then after myself, we'll go Dan, and then we'll go Chad, and then we'll just loop it back around. And if you guys could just read your ones in order as they come in. So I will start with the first category, and that is our the biggest thing to piss off Dan. And the nominees were the clunky, Raffi, and 7 of 9 storyline, the shoulder-mounted flashlights in Strange New Worlds, or killing Rios off-screen. And what's cool is we get a pie chart that shows us the percentage, and it was surprisingly close, but with a whopping 45.5% of the vote, the winner is, the winner is the clunky Raffi and 7 of 9 storyline. That is the Trekcast Award winner for the biggest thing to piss off Dan. So congratulations, 7 of 9 and Raffi.
Very nice. Very
Yes,
nice.
applause as Gentry says. Applause. Yes. All right. So Dan, you're next.
Oh, I'm next. Okay.
Yes.
So the nominees for the biggest thing Chad was wrong about in 2022. Live streaming Trekcast from the hotel room. Stargate is good. Chicago pizza soup.
All of those things
And
are
the
from Chicago.
Yes.
And the winner is, with 40.9% of the vote, live streaming Trekcast from the hotel room. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
All right, Chad, your turn.
Best news stories. The category was best news stories from Daniel. Right. I'm going using the order of the email, right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So We had 44 responses in totals. The nominees were Paddington 3 is happening, Chicago Star Trek Convention not canceled, Star Trek movie surprising announcement. That's what everybody voted on for the best news stories from Daniel. And boy, howdy, was it a close one. At 25% of the vote, Star Trek movie surprising announcement was the best one. At 36.4% of the vote, Chicago Star Trek Convention not canceled. And coming in first place, 38.6%. Paddington 3 is happening. Man, we've got so many bear lovers. I don't know.
We just love our bears here on the internet.
I don't get it. Anyway.
It's voter fraud.
Voter fraud. There's too many hanging chads in this vote. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
I love all the clap gifts that we're getting in the room. That's amazing. So congratulations, Paddington. All right.
Oh, yeah, we can do this, too, and actually have it show up, too, which is like that.
Okay. I will trust you that that's happening.
It did. It's in the recording.
Okay. All right. So our next category is Best Character Arc of the Year. So this was a pretty big category. And our nominees are the Packlids from Lower Decks. We also had Bold Boimler, also from Lower Decks. And then from Star Trek Discovery, we had Booker's Quest for Revenge and Redemption. So with a whopping 63.6% of the vote, which is honestly one of the biggest percentages in the whole award show, the winner of Best Character Arc was Bold Boimler.
Yeah.
Wow.
So people love Bold Boimler.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Go
pretty
Boims. All right. So I'm up, I think.
You're up next, yes.
In the category of Best Rookie Character, the choices were Nurse Christine Chapel, Strange New Worlds, Lieutenant Erica Ortega's Strange New Worlds, and the Borg Queen. And with a whopping 56.8%, people love Nurse Christine Chapel.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yes.
coming in second, I mean, it was still a big share. 38.6% is Erica Ortega's. Borg Queen, no one gives a shit. No one cares.
Yeah, I can
No
see the
one
percentage.
cares.
That was
It's
4.5%.
I was gonna say it's so small that my pie doesn't even show it.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. So.
Yep.
All right.
She's awesome.
All right, Chad is next.
All right. So the category is Best Easter Egg. The nominees were 10 Forward's Earth Bar address in Picard, Klingon D&D in Lower Decks, and Holodeck episode in Prodigy. And this one wasn't close either. 52.3% of the vote went to Klingon D&D in Lower Decks,
Wow.
which was hilarious.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was not even made by the Klingon.
It was bootleg.
It was bootleg.
Yes. That's awesome.
That's great.
Yep.
All right. So for the next category is Best Episode of the Year. So, this was pretty hard fought. The nominees are Strange New Worlds, The Elysian Kingdom, where they all went Renaissance festing.
Yep.
Lower Decks, Hear All, Trust Nothing, and also Strange New Worlds, The Serene Squall.
Mm-hmm.
The pirate ship one.
Yep.
So this one was pretty tight between two episodes. Surprisingly enough, it was very tight between Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds. But the winner I mean, you can't always go home again, but it's just nice to go back to your hometown. The winner was Lower Decks. Hear all, trust nothing.
Very nice. Very nice.
The one where they go back to DS9. So.
Yep. That was great. It almost makes me want to go back and watch Lower Decks again because I haven't watched anything Trek in like, I don't know, a month it feels like. A month or two maybe. I mean, it feels like a long time.
You'll be watching a lot soon.
Yep. That's true. Maybe I should just wait.
Yeah.
All right, my turn?
Dan, you're next.
Or Dane, sorry.
I'm up.
Yep.
The next category is Best Character of the Year. And the nominees are Captain Pike, Strange New Worlds, Kovich, Discovery, and Dr. Mabenga, Strange New Worlds. And this one was an absolute blowout. Absolute blowout.
Yeah.
With 79.5% people love Captain Pike.
Well, that's the biggest margin right there, almost 80%.
It's just huge, huge. Second place was only 13.6%. Dr. Mabenga and Kovich, the slice of pizza's too thin. I can't even see. And I'm not doing the math. It's too early for
even
that.
If it was Chicago pizza, you couldn't scoop it with a spoon. That's how small it is.
Exactly. Bring me a straw. Waiter, have a straw for this pizza.
I can highlight it and do the math. It was only 6.8%.
And see, and I would say Kovich is probably in less than 6.8% of all scenes of Star Trek. So.
Yeah, that's true too. That's very true.
But he's a great character. Even though I would still vote for Pike in that category as well. Kovich is funny as hell. He's just
what? Strong competition this year. That was the thing. He's a good character, but strong competition.
Yeah. I don't know how you beat Pike. Yeah. It's not possible.
Yeah, you don't beat Pike.
You couldn't even beat Pike with New Kirk, who didn't even make it onto the poll.
Right.
This is an awards show, right?
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
Chad, keep Kirk's name out your mouth.
Yes. I was wondering if we'd get that reference.
I'll walk up there and smack you.
Dan's got a long way to walk. It's gonna take him a while.
There you go.
Yes.
It was a virtual slap.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. Well,
right,
speaking of romantic relationships that we need to keep our names out of our mouths, the next category is Best Romantic Couple. How timely is this?
Indeed.
The nominees were Mariner and Jennifer from Lower Decks, Saru and Tirana, Discovery?
I don't know.
Whatever.
I Googled her name. That's how it is.
Yeah, Tirana. And then Spock and Nurse Chapel from Strange New Worlds. So that's tough, right? I mean, that's really tough. So, and if you look at the breakdown, it's really close. So in third place, Saru and Tirana, 25%. But first and second place are only separated by less than 2%. We've got 36.4% and 38.6%. The winner is Spock and Nurse Chapel and Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
There's obviously something there.
Literally one vote different.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One vote is all that. 44 responses to all of these, by the way. So, yeah, and that's definitely with him and is it T'Pring? No, it's not T'Pring. It's his wife.
Yeah, his wife or fiance.
Is it T'Pring?
They're not married.
It's not. No, I'm just not even.
Is it T'Pring or T'Pel?
It's not T'Pol.
Oh, T'Pring.
It is T'Pring. Okay,
Yeah,
I got it
I
right.
didn't say
I got
T'Pel.
it
I
right.
said T'Pel.
I know. I'm just messing with.
Oh, all right. Okay.
It is
All right.
T'Pring. That's a tough competition
my
between
last
which
category.
one's the hottest. Anyway, go for it, Daniel.
Yeah, they're both pretty great.
Yeah.
My last category, favorite villain of 2022. And the nominees are Ensign Peanut Hamper, Lower Decks, The Packlids, Lower Decks, and Captain Angel, Strange New Worlds. Dude, this one was a blowout. It's like not even close. With a whopping 56.8% of the vote, Captain Angel is the favorite villain of 2020.
Nice.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was the one I'd vote
People
for.
love
As much
them
as
for
I
Captain
love
Angel.
the two in Lower Decks, it's a comical villain as opposed to someone who's who really pulled a plot twist, right? I mean, that was a good episode in my opinion because there was a nice little twist
Honestly,
there.
I would argue Ensign Peanut Hamper is the most evil out of those three.
Yeah, true. Most evil,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah. If you're just saying,
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but who's
Yeah.
Captain Angel? Which character
Siren
was that?
Squall. Siren Squall. Remember that episode on Strange New Worlds where they were trying to help the people in the pirate ship? They were trying to help some sort of ship that was getting attacked by pirates in like an asteroid belt somewhere, and it turns out that is the actual pirate ship, and the diplomat that was there helping them, the lady who was kind of a lot of conversations with Spock, lady guy, whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody loved her saucy attitude.
Yeah. was the actual captain of the pirates. So yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yep.
Okay.
I enjoyed that episode.
All right. Think I'm up, right?
You're up.
You're up.
Best character
Jack, get
death.
ready.
Best character death or send off. The
Mhm.
nominees are Hammer's death, Strange New Worlds, Q's death in Picard, or Dr. Mbenga's daughter written off of Strange New Worlds. And I think we have a special guest presenter with us today. Chad?
This is the acceptance speech. So you can say the winner, and then we'll have the acceptance speech.
Oh, okay. All right. With 45.5%, the winner is Hammer. Hammer's death.
Nice.
Hammer, very nice. And we have his acceptance speech, which I'm just going to play the audio on.
Well, hi there. It's Bruce Horak saying hello, and I'm here to accept an award on behalf of Lieutenant Commander Hammer, who won the Trekcast Award for Best Character Death or Send-Off in 2022. Sadly, Hammer could not be here because, he takes about 3.5 hours in a makeup chair to get into. So, I mean, really, if Hammer was here, he would thank Trekcast for the honor. He'd thank anyone watching, anyone supporting, voting for his death. He'd thank his agent. He'd thank whatever god he might pray to. I don't know what his spiritual bents are. We never really got into it in our discussions. He would thank. I would like to thank. Just anyone working on Star Trek: Strange New Worlds for the opportunity, and of course the incredible prosthetics crew who put that stuff on my face and got me into it, and Legacy Effects for designing it, and I have to thank Chris Bridges, Shane Zander, Alan Cook, Helen Todd. They're the crew that got me into that, and just everyone involved with it. It was an absolute riot, and thanks for the award. A strange thing to get recognized for my exit. Although it's not the first time I've been applauded when I leave a room or a project or something. People are pretty happy to see me go. So thanks, guys, and live long and prosper if you can.
I had not listened to that until then, and had I done that, I would have had some background B-roll music playing to move them along, just to screw around.
I'll edit it into the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was amazing.
I was so stoked we got that. So,
Yep.
That's cool. Awesome.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
We'll post that up on Facebook so everybody can watch it. That's pretty good. Okay. We at the final category?
You're at the final one. It's Chad.
It is the best series of the year. That is the final category. So it's the best series of 2022, not the best series overall, but just the best series of 2022 with 44 responses. The category nominees were Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, Discovery, Picard, Lower Decks, and Prodigy, all of which had series in the year. And this one also was a complete blowout. Pretty not the highest margin of victory, but by a long shot, with 75% of the vote. Strange New Worlds wins the honor of Best Star Trek Series of 2022.
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
Not surprising at all. I mean, if anybody was holding their breath on that one, probably didn't listen to the show in 2022. I'm talking to you, Rambo.
Or any Star Trek podcast. They all loved that show. Yeah.
So awesome.
That was the awards, guys.
That was it.
That was a lot of fun to do.
Yeah,
That was a blast. We got to do that every year. There's got to be an award show every year, sometime around the end of January, beginning of February, just like award shows are for the year prior.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was great. All right,
we have
some
feedback.
Yeah, now we can get into
we
the
did
regular
some
feedback.
earlier, but why don't we have people X up in the chat?
Yep.
If they want to talk, and yeah.
I was gonna let's move over here. Let's move over to here.
Gentry wants to go. Let's get Gentry on first, and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't know what
it looks like.
I don't know what the deal is. Now he's unmuted.
There he is.
There we go.
Hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
Hey.
It actually worked.
I know, amazing. How's it going, man?
Absolutely amazing. So you're going to have to go back through all of the GIFs and everything and check out the chat today because we had a very good time spamming you while you guys were not paying attention to the chat.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd mention that you're going to want to go back and look at that for sure.
Right.
We talked about what your jobs are when you leave Trekcast today. But great job with the awards and Hammer. Oh my word, I was not expecting that at all. Fantastic. However you got that was amazing. Thanks for doing that. That's just made my day. I'm just like, oh my word, it's him.
I was waiting for him to say Hammer couldn't be here because he's dead, but he never did.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not dead.
He did it.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
He didn't say he did. Yeah.
Great show, guys.
Technically,
keep
he
up
could
the
come
great
back.
work. Won't take up a whole lot of time today, but just this was great. Love the show, absolutely fantastic, and I still think if you've ever seen, oh my gosh, I can't remember her name. It's some Shilpa Patel or somebody like that. Whoever it is, she's the one who does TikToks and stuff where she goes, "Hello, my friends, welcome back to my channel." She has this little teeny tiny microphone that she talks into. That's what we need to get for Dan.
Yeah.
Like a Bob Barker type microphone.
Yeah, except
really
it's
long.
No, it's more like about 2.5 inches high.
Okay.
So is it one of those lapel mics that clips on?
No, I'll throw it up somewhere in chat. This is falling flat. Sorry.
That's okay. This works.
Okay.
What he's got set up works fine. If he would just charge his devices, then we'd be okay.
All right. Come on.
That's it. Oh, Chaz Biz with the win. He found it.
He needs one of those portable battery things that he can just have a charger for. Yeah.
Oh, Chaz Biz, you're awesome. Thank you for doing that. Dan, it's not like you knew that it was Sunday and that we were
Yeah, I know
there was going to be a podcast or anything. So
I'm the worst. We can all.
I get it. It's all right.
I'm the absolute worst. It's fine.
He had to make a Ghostbusters movie.
But that's why Dan is so good. Okay, this is what you guys don't understand. Dan is so good at what he does. He doesn't even have to think about it. He just shows up, and here he is. It's great.
Right.
Like if he can be this
I literally phone it in.
If he could be this good without preparing, our minds would be blown if he did.
Yeah, no kidding.
I feel like when I prepare, it's not organic. It's not the same.
I kind of feel that way too. Like there's only so much I will put into preparing for things because I want it to just roll off.
Yeah.
I get it. I get that too. Although I should probably have prepared a little bit in terms of how to get audio and video at the same time so everybody could see and hear and all those. Yeah, I should probably figure that out.
I got people to figure that out. I got
you got me and Daniel. Yeah.
I got Chad.
Yes.
By the way, Germany, Canada, we love you.
You saw the contraption I got going to do this out in the driveway. Anyway.
Dan literally had to stop at Radio Shack for his electronics before he started the show.
Yes, I had to get in my time machine, go back in time to when Radio Shack was a thing.
It still is out there in Albany.
We've probably got listeners who have no idea what a Radio Shack is.
Probably, yeah.
That's probably true.
Probably.
That's probably very true. All right. Well,
Thanks,
awesome.
guys.
Thanks,
Gentry. Appreciate
Thanks for tuning in.
Love you, buddy.
Yeah,
Talk to you
thank
later.
you.
Yeah, I'm not
we
sure
got
why
Jazz
the server mute thing is just being weird. Anyway, I don't know what the deal is. There we go.
Yeah.
Jazz Biz, on you go.
Hello, how's everybody doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Okay.
Yeah.
Could have been better. I'd say that was a fun episode. Now we need to do the Razzies.
The Razzies.
Oh.
We got to have the Razzie Awards.
Some might argue that's what this was.
I don't know. That was like I didn't see Wesley Crusher. I didn't see.
Oh yeah, we could have done the worst this, the worst that, but the entire conversation would have devolved into how horrible season 2 of Picard was, and that we've already done that 6 times last year.
Yeah. And I just want to know what's your guys' predictions of the new season of Picard?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh man.
We'll probably end up doing that as a show, honestly.
I think we should.
Getting ready for the episode. Yeah.
I mean, I think I said it 2 weeks ago that I'm excited to be disappointed. I'm really looking forward to being disappointed.
Maybe we should have like a pie chart, like what the season's going to be about, and you put it on the chat and everything on Facebook and Instagram, and have everybody chime in what their predictions are. So, see who wins. We could do like a fantasy football type thing of this, of who's closest to the prediction.
Yeah.
Chaz Biz has a Olive Garden gift card that still has $11.96 on it, and whoever wins can get most of a meal.
I have Subway cash from 1999 in my wallet, and you get a free sub.
Yep.
Wow.
And I got some long distance minutes on this card here.
Oh, jeez.
Just like my wife.
Card. Wow.
I think my wife has like 50 gift cards in her wallet, because everywhere we go, it's like, hold on, I got a gift card. And then it's like, no, that one's empty. No, that's got 2 cents on it. It just keeps going. So
that's hilarious.
But yeah, this was a great show, guys. Like, I like the setup, and it was fun. And it was nice. It was nice to have like 3 Star Trek. Actually, it was 4. Was it last year? Because Prodigy, everybody forgets about Prodigy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
which I'm going to watch.
Happen?
Well, 5. I mean, there was 5 last year, right? So there was still Discovery, Picard, Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks, and Discovery. All of them. They were all on last year.
That's crazy.
Yep, they were all on last year.
That's never been done.
No, 5 different series all in 1 year, and people actually watched all 5. It's amazing. That's a thing to kind of look back on and say, "Holy shit!"
Some because they were obligated to.
Some because they were obligated to. I won't name which 2 out of the 5 we were obligated to, but contractually obligated to. The contract we have with Paramount.
Than Discovery.
And yet we watch Discovery. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I know. I hate watch Discovery. Oh, come on. When's it going to turn around? It's like...
It's not. It's not. That's the great thing about a dumpster fire. It never gets better. It just all of a sudden is extinguished.
Yeah.
It's not, but it's not going to be extinguished. It's going to burn itself out.
It just burns itself out.
Burning itself out. They haven't...
So when my brother was younger, we used to go to his Little League soccer games, and he would very often kick the goal into his own team's post against his own team, right? And so that's kind of how I feel about Discovery. Like, I really am hoping that they'll try and do better this time, but, they're kicking the goal in their own goal.
Yeah.
It's like me playing goalie or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I tried that once and it didn't work. They sat my butt out.
All right.
But yeah,
awesome.
I was like, and then next week, are you doing a show next week, or are we doing bi-weekly till the new series comes out? Or
I don't ever know.
Who knows?
We're kind of playing that by ear.
And I don't know if you guys do Discord or the other one or YouTube or Skype. You guys are
we're all
always
over the place.
Yes.
Yeah, and
we'll
then
let you know.
So I mean, just to put a fine point on that and explain to why sometimes we're jumping around.
Okay.
If I'm not available, then we're not going to do it on Discord because I'm the only one with a setup to be able to do it through Discord the way that we're doing today, the way we typically do it. We stopped doing Restream because of the audio issues that would. It's too stringent or too strict anyway on the audio uptake, not just for Dan but also for anybody else coming into the stream. It was a very
unless you're on a hardwired connection.
Yeah, unless you have a very high end connection, it just wasn't working, and so we stopped doing that. The guys go to Skype when I'm not around because it's easiest for the two of them, and then they can do their setups afterwards for recording and everything else. And we're trying to get to where we have the best of both worlds, right? Which is all the look and feel that we got from Restream, but here
because it looks good.
It looks good. It sounds good. The clips, the animations, everything was, and all the tie-ins with the chats and multiple chat channels and all that. It's fantastic. But just the audio side, which is the key figure there, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
The audio has to be perfect. It's still a podcast, even if we're on YouTube and wherever else. It's still a podcast. So the audio has to be perfect. If the audio is not perfect, then it's a problem. So we're trying to get the best of both worlds on Discord. And that gives us a few issues sometimes, as I talked about, with being able to play and hear video at the same time. It's a one or the other.
Yeah.
I can either play the video and you can't hear it, or I can play the video and you can hear it but can't see it, right? So it's with the way this is set up. Is there a way around that? Yes. I have no idea how, but I'll figure it out. And I just need the time. So be patient with me as we get that figured out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my time is
Discord super easy, It just
it
hop
is.
in and boom. Yeah,
Well, and there's another
the
problem
with Discord though. The problem with Discord is like if we want to do like we've been wanting to do the Star Trek draft, right? It's hard to pull in other people from other shows to the Discord because then they have to create an account. They have to join our Discord. It's a lot of steps for them. Whereas with Restream, I can send them a link and boom, they're in.
And just click on it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's that hurdle, but then there's also the other hurdle, which the three of us have never talked about, but Rambo in the chat, my other guy that the other show with, discovered recently. Right now, we are streaming to YouTube, right? And we're streaming the three of us' video to YouTube, which means that this chat channel that we're all talking in right now has a maximum number of 25. If we were not streaming live, then that number would be however many would join us. But we have a cap, and we can't go. There's nothing you can do about that. It's a cap for who can be in the studio live audience here on Discord. They can still go over and listen, watch, and chat over on YouTube up to however many you want. But there is a hard cap over here. So there's lots of little technical things, and there's nothing we can really do to get around that on the Discord side. So we run into that problem every Sunday night on the other show because usually we have 50 some odd people there, and you can't do that when it's streamed live. So anyway.
All right. Well, let's.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Our first award show. See you, Chaz. Appreciate it. So as we continue to do those, we'll just make them better and better each time we do them.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about it amongst ourselves if we're going to have an episode next week or not.
Yeah.
And we'll let you guys know on the social medias.
Yep.
But, yeah.
All right.
All right.
We all good? We out?
We're all good. Thanks, everybody, for taking part and listening to the show and enjoying the awards.
Thanks for coming. Live long and prosper.
Yeah.
Yep. Make sure to send us emails, trekcast at... Well, here, I'll just play the outro.
Well, there you have it. Another episode in the can. Check us out at trekcast.com. Also, if you would, please subscribe to us via iTunes. Leave those reviews. Subscribe to us. We'll get some numbers, get up the list, get more listeners, do more shows, have more fun. But for now, we're all done. So live long and prosper, and we'll see you next week.